Of 10 to contest the 6th event, the Navy Day Handicap. Favourite Drought, he's very short, he's in the red with the bookmakers, 80 cents on the Victorian Totalisator. And as I said, he'll get a long way back in the field, but he's very good. His last couple of efforts have been very impressive. A third behind Rubiton at weight for age at Caulfield. Lesser class field today, the extra distance all in his favour. He's been primed for this year's Melbourne Cup, one of many horses that John Marr has got going for the Cup. Regimental March and Al Palace have both put in big runs today. So he's got a good team for this year's Melbourne Cup. Wholesome about to come up. He doesn't win very often. He put 2 wins together back in the summer. He's at big odds today. They're just about set to go for the Navy Day Handicap. 2,500 metres. There's the light. They're off and racing. Cool Rocking Daddy seemed to jump away okay from the inside. Drought got out well, surprisingly racing up towards the lead. Cromartie Lads over on the fence, and then King Matthias, Temple Walk. Fiery Winella's out a little bit wide, followed by Wholesome, Lee Cadova a length away, Hall Strong and Pika McGuess last of all. They're bunched up as they go out of the straight. They've got about 2,300 metres to go. Cool Rocking Daddy in front by a length and a quarter. Now Drought's up running second, and Wholesome goes up 3 wide. Cromartie Lad tucked away on the rails, a length away King Matthias. Fiery Winella getting away from the rail. Temple Walk got up on the fence, a length to Lee Cadova. Hall Strong second last, and Pika McGuess was last of all, and there's only about 8 lengths between first from last. Going along the Maribyrnong side of the track with 1,800 metres to go, and King Matthias races around them. The former West Australian takes up the lead by a length and a quarter. Wholesome second, third the inside Cool Rocking Daddy at dawdling pace. A length and a half Drought fourth on the outside of Cromartie Lad. 2 lengths away Temple Walk. A length and a half to Fiery Winella and Lee Cadova together, and 2 lengths away Hall Strong second last on the outside of Pika McGuess. No real change in the order. The pace is still slow as they go towards the 1,500 metres point, and King Matthias in control by a length and a quarter. Wholesome in second place, in third Cool Rocking Daddy. Drought has travelled beautifully on the outside. There'll be no excuses if he doesn't win today. He's in fourth placing, a length and a half to Temple Walk, getting away from the rail. Clark is trying to trail up Drought, a length back on the fence Cromartie Lad. Hall Strong going forward in a hurry. A length and a half to Lee Cadova, 2 lengths away Pika McGuess, back at the tail end of the field. They're running around towards the 1,000-metre point. King Matthias still about a neck in front. Wholesome second. A length and a quarter Drought edging closer, followed by Hall Strong. Back on the inside, Cool Rocking Daddy, followed by Temple Walk, Cromartie Lad, Lee Cadova, Fiery Winella, and Pika McGuess is still last of all, but only 8 lengths off the lead. They're starting to quicken up and bunch up at the 750-metre point. Wholesome went up on the outside of King Matthias, and now puts the pressure on. He kicked a half-length clear. Here's Drought out 3 wide. Temple Walk trying to follow him through, and they were followed by Wholesome getting away from the rail. Cool Rocking Daddy got off the fence. He moved up to tackle King Matthias on the turn, and Drought's out 3 wide. Highland urges him along, followed by Hall Strong with a long sustained run. Wholesome starting to weaken out of it, and further back to Cromartie Lad. At the 300-metre point though, Highland goes for Drought. It cruised up on the outside, took the lead away from Cool Rocking Daddy. King Matthias fighting on, Cool Rocking Daddy fighting back also on the centre. He's just in front. Drought, can he go on? The big weight's anchoring him. King Matthias fights back with Cool Rocking Daddy. Drought can't go on. King Matthias gets to the front again. A big win. Fought back and won by 3/4 of a length. King Matthias first, Cool Rocking Daddy second. Lee Cadova got through in the centre. Drought, well, he's had every possible chance and failed to run on in the straight. Then Temple Walk followed in by Wholesome, well back in the field, Fiery Winella. They were followed in by a Hall Strong, he's near the tail, and Pika McGuess never got warm. It was always well back. Number 5, King Matthias, has fought back on the inside to score, ridden by Rodney Griffiths. He kicked away, quickened up the pace at the 600-metre turn, and got about a length in front. It allowed Cool Rocking Daddy to get away, and Drought looked to be travelling okay. As I said, at about the halfway point, he was travelling beautifully. There'd been no excuses, and he's failed to run on as we pick them up from the 200-metre point. Cool Rocking Daddy, you see in the picture, just getting to the front. Drought gets up on the outside. He's only a half length behind them. Matthew Highland starts to feel the whip, and the horse seems to drift out under pressure. Obviously, the 57 kilos has taken its toll. And while Cool Rocking Daddy was hailed the winner, King Matthias fought back in pretty much the same circumstances as Vo Rogan the previous. He's fought back, except drawn away to win it by more, nearly a length on the post to Cool Rocking Daddy. Good win by the former West Australian King Matthias. Drought was about 4 lengths away in the 3rd placing, just in front of Lee Cadova, which made up plenty of ground.
I'm glad he didn't miss the place, Drought, because Highland put the whip away in the last little bit, and he's just hung on to get 3rd there, Dan, but You called it spot on. Drought looked the winner in the straight, and he was disappointing today. He had 57 true, but for a horse of his class, he should have been able to beat those, and you'd put a query on him now for the Cups, that's for sure. King Matthias, 5.10 and 105. Cool Rocking Daddy, $1.10, and Drought, 60 cents. It was a muddling run race. It was a very good ride by Griffiths. He summed it up. Instead of being back midfield or near the rear in a slowly run race, he thought, well, why not go to the front on a one-pace stayer? And that's exactly what he did on King Matthias, and he was able to fight back strongly and win. Thought Hallstrong was a little disappointing. Peckham, I guess, isn't firing, so from a Cups point of view, not a lot, except that maybe King Matthias and Cool Rocking Daddy would be a chance in the Country Cups and the Moonee Valley Cup. I
agree, yeah, totally. Drought, as you said, where to from here? I thought he'd get back in the field. He didn't. He sat up perfectly positioned, and he's weakened under pressure and drifted out. And as you said, Matthew Hyland almost dropped his hands near the place, but he has got third in front of Lee Cordova. But for the first two, the Country Cups do look good for them.
Yes, King Matthias did run in the Perth Cup on January the 1st or earlier this year, and he didn't quite measure up there, and you wouldn't think he's a Melbourne Cup horse, but let's have a look again from the turn. You can see that King Matthias just being shaded by Cool Rocking Daddy. Drought's moved up quickly. I can remember that derby so very well that Dan talked about earlier with Raveneur. He looked like he'd beat him 4 times that day and couldn't quite. And here you could see Drought had some problems because he was about a neck away, and Highland was asking him for the big effort. Cool Rocking Daddy looks to have King Matthias, and as Dan said, Drought seemed to run away there under pressure, and he's all over the boat now. And he's lost his form completely, and King Matthias is about a neck to a half length in front. Cool Rocking Daddy, who was placed in 2 St Ledgers, he can stick on pretty well, and that was a good run from a Moonee Valley Cup point of view. Lee Cordova's run on very strongly. Drought just got third, and the others, well, they're not going to measure up. See that Drought top of the screen in 3rd placing, but King Matthias, trained at Cranbourne by Bruce Purcell, ridden by Rodney Griffiths, raced by G. Nagy by Diagrammatic from Beluchan, and as I said, former Perth horse who ran in the Perth Cup. Bendigo last week.
Congratulations, King Matthias, a pretty good staying effort. He was passed, but he came again and wore the other horse down.
Yeah, just outstayed him, I think, Des.
Good, Bruce. Now his next run.
Well, he's over here for the Melbourne Cup. Just whether he's, you know, up to that class, we'll find out. But probably the Moonee Valley Cup, and then after the Moonee Valley Cup, probably the Melbourne.
What about his New Zealand form?
No form in New Zealand.
No New Zealand? What's...
No, he's
over from where?
He's from Western Australia.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, he won graduations in Western Australia, and he did win the Midlands Cup before he came over. But it's taken a couple of runs to
get him right.
Get him right.
Okay, then, Bruce.
Thanks very much.
Thank you.
Righto, thank you very much, Des.
Bathurst. We started the day under threatening skies.
Flemington, Quinella, $21.75, and the trifecta, $75.40. The presentation about to take place now, so let's go back.
It's an exciting horse. He ran 2nd to Western Pago. Here they go.
Bicentenary and Royal Reel didn't jump well, and the same can be said for Tierra Wrist and True Reason near the inside. Beat them out from Cool Deal. Groucho going quickly, and then Full Page and Swift Chevelle, followed by Campaign King. Burglar of Banff not all that far away, and a length the Never Quit, and making ground is Pablo's Pulse. A length and a quarter away next is Merry Ruler, and then comes Cold Hearted, followed by Farris King. Wonder Winter, then Colour Page on the inside of Sound Horizon, Royal Reel, Bicentenary, and then Some Charm, Tierra Wrist second last, and Absolute being Kintyre Star. 1,000 to go, and Groucho leads the way from Cool Deal. 3rd is Full Page. On the inside, True Reason, a length then to Pablo's Pulse, and Burglar of Banff, and 1 Campaign King. A length and a quarter away, Cold Hearted on Swift Chevelle, Never Quit, and then Bicentenary and Royal Reel. 1 Farris King and Merry Ruler, Sound Horizon, Winter, followed by Kintyre Star and Colour Page. Second last being Some Charm, and 2 lengths Tierra Wrist. At the 600 in the Epsom, and Groucho shows the way. He's a half length on Cool Deal, a length Full Page, followed on the inside by True Reason, and wider out next is Bicentenary, and Campaign King heads the others as they turn the corner. At the 300 on top of the rise, Groucho in front from Full Page, and then Cool Deal, True Reason the inside, and a length further back is Campaign King, but Groucho at the 200 kicked away. Groucho 2 lengths on Cool Deal, Full Page, and then Sound Horizon, but Groucho in full flight, running going home. Sound Horizon. Groucho stopping. Sound Horizon swamps him, and Sound Horizon wins the Epsom. Sound Horizon beat Groucho. Third, Tierra Wrist, then Merry Ruler, Some Charm. Ferris, King, Cool Deal, Burglar of Banff and Winter. Further back, Full Page, Swift Chevelle, True Reason, Royal Real, Campaign King, Cold Hearted, Never Quit, Colour Page, Kintyre Star and Bison Tannery, and Pablo's Pulse was last.
Well, Bruce McAvaney, that's what I'd call a perfectly timed finish, I think, by the jockey Al Olsen on Sound Horizon, just to get up over Groucho.
Larry Olsen's ridden the race of his life, Tony, to win. Groucho looked home and hose. It's very hard to lead all the way at Randwick. It's one of the most testing miles in racing. They've got to go up that hill in the straight. And Groucho looked safe, didn't he? He had a winning lead. He was going to win by a length and a half at this stage. Ken Russell, the Queensland jockey, must have thought, well, this is going to be $25,000 or $17,000 in the kitty for him. But all of a sudden, Sound Horizon comes out of the pack. Paul Sutherland, trained 4-year-old, and he's flashed up. Last start, Sound Horizon was 66-1, and he ran 11th at Randwick behind Campaign King. And today, he's going to pay something like $70 for a dollar, so about $35 for the win if you've had Sound Horizon.
Favourite. And they're racing.
One of the best away, Shannon Belle, headed quickly by Grand Ray, looking and searching for the lead and finding it from the stablemate in behind it. Darjeeling Prince Overland Boy goes up forward around the outside. Feeder are Shannon Belle together with the mare on the rail. Then a length away to Oriental Mill, followed by Star Brigand, covered by Leading Council. 2.5 further back as they run into the far side of the 1600, a mile from home. Leading Council up ahead of Just a Hobo. He'd be about 8 lengths off the lead. Glendalough back with him and Windy Minx at the tail. They're starting to string out as they work along to the 1400, where the leader Grand Ray slips along 6 in front of Overland Boy, who has the unenviable task of carting up the main pack. Feeder are third, and then on the inside running next was Darjeeling Prince, followed by Oriental Mill. They were followed by Star Brigand on the inside, and over on the outside Leading Council, and with that pack Shannon Belle. She's racing one off the rail. The leader's got further ahead. Grand Ray's a dozen in front down the side. Just a Hobo third last. Oh, he'd be about 15 off the lead. Well back Windy Minx and Glendalough. Grand Ray sneaking away from them, and he's attempting to pinch this as they run to the 900. He's about 10 lengths in front of Feeder are Overland Boy, Oriental Mill, and the others are starting to panic a little. In behind them, Shannon Belle working home, and so is Overland Boy. The rail, Just a Hobo's off quickly. So is the leader, though. He's still 10 in front. Further back on the field, Star Brigand, Windy Minx, Glendalough, and last of all, Darjeeling Prince. He's gradually starting to come back to them. 600 to go, Grand Ray. Young Sweeney's ridden as a cheeky race. He's 6 or 7 in front now, Feeder are. Then came on the outside the roughy Leading Council, not Leading Council, Shannon Belle it is. They were followed then on the inside by Star Brigand. He's throwing everything on the inside or on the outside Oriental Mill, and even wider Just a Hobo. Grand Ray 3 in front. The big brick wall is coming up at it though. It's found it. Shannon Belle swoops on it, goes to the lead from Feeder are held up. Out wide of Star Brigand, the veteran coming at it. Shannon Belle and Star Brigand are going to fight it out. Star Brigand on the outside draws to the lead. Shannon Belle fights back. Shannon Belle and Star Brigand. Ages caught him, Star Brigand, and Shannon Belle fights on to win. Star Brigand second. Third placing Windy Minx, I think, from Overland Boy, Oriental Mill. Then came Darjeeling Prince and Grand Ray together. Feeder are Glendalough. Leading Council back to the tail. Just a Hobo, a shocker.
OK, well, there it was, the Colin Hayes stable. Shannon Belle, number 6, getting up to defeat Star Brigand, holding him off there. And number 2, Windy Minx, was third. And that was the unofficial past the post at Morfettville.
King Matthias was 5'10" and 105 in the Navy Day handicap. Cool Rocking Daddy 115, Drought 60, the Trifecta 75.40, and the Quinella was $21.75. The Epsom Sound Horizon $35 and $8.85. Groucho 125, Tierra Wrist 195. A big trifecta, as you'd expect, $3,772. Quinella $193. In Adelaide, the 4th winner for Colin Hayes in Adelaide today. Shannon Belle $3.40 and $1. He's trained 5 all up with Midnight Fever here. Not a bad day's work. Star Brigand $2.50. Windy Minx at $65. Their interim dividends. First 3 legs of the quadrilla. Light on they go. Seas Rising very slow to begin. Missed it 3 lengths. Silver Scout out the back with Petrero. Hello Melbourne began fast, and Iska's going to take it on early, and Grandiose was away well. Crush not far away with Dowpig and White Wonder. Lawrenson tucked in behind those horses from Seas Rising. Bronx Bomber got well back just in front of it, Petrero, and 2 to Silver Scout. Up to the 1,000, and Iskra ran away 2 lengths in front of Hello Melbourne. A half Grandiose travelling nicely. White Wonder on the fence, Crush 5th, and Dowpig trapped a bit deep outside Seas Rising. Then Lawrenson, Petrero, second last Bronx Bomber, and last of all a Silver Scout. 800 out. And Iskra about a half Hello Melbourne, and Grandiose outside White Wonder. A length away Crush. Here's Bronx Bomber 4 wide around Dowpig, who got a check. Silver Scout making a run out deep from Petrero. Back towards the rear then as Lawrenson and Seas Rising. On the turn, about 500 to go. Iskra just led Hello Melbourne, and Bronx Bomber with that run, and Grandiose in behind them. Dowpig getting around Grandiose. It's a bit rough here at the moment, and then Crush, White Wonder and Silver Scout. Iskra going strongly at the 300, a length and a half in front of Hello Melbourne. Grandiose can't get out. Bronx Bomber's got him in a pocket, and Crush can't get out from Dowpig. Iskra in front. Hello Melbourne goes up to tackle it. Grandiose about to get clear. Crush still can't get out. Hello Melbourne takes the lead. Grandiose will come at him late, but Hello Melbourne's clear. Gouchy top ride wins from Grandiose. Bronx Bomber a run. Then Petrero, Lawrenson. Crush never got out. White Wonder in front of him with Iskra, Dowpig, Seas Rising and Silver Scout. Top ride by Gouchy there on Hello Melbourne. It was a race of tactics. 1:26 the time. 95. The Gouch at his best. Grandiose 75, Bronx Bomber 160, the quadrilla today 232.70, and the daily double for Vo Rogue and Hello Melbourne $18.85. Okay, 70, daily double 19.10. Back with more after the break.
Fourteen of them competing over 1,600 metres. There are no scratchings. Starter going down towards his dispatch point. The Cloisters on the inside. Starter just leaning against his aluminium ladder at the moment. And attended in with one drawn wide out. Still no sign of any action over there as far as the start. A couple of attendants walking over towards an outside alley. And maybe there is a problem with one of those drawn deep. But no, I'd say everything looks to be okay now. Yep, starter just about ready to release them. And they're off in the flight stakes. Not a bad break in Feminine Ways and Sinclair first away. Glory Girl is going up very quickly, as is Twining, and then the Cloisters, and a length of Penny Row and Iolani Bay out very wide. From LA Sauvage and a length of Asian, followed by Ironic Lady, and then Ice Path and Navajo Girl. And Flash Jewel had dropped out last, going along past the 1200, and Feminine Rays leads the way by about 3/4 of a length on Iolani Bay. On the inside, Twining, third a length to Sinclair, and Glory Girl is out a little deep, followed by the Cloisters, Judyann in the middle, Penny Row 3 deep, a length Ironic Lady, then LA Sauvage, Evasion, Ice Path, Navajo Girl, and Flash Jewel last, but they're tightly bunched on the side, and going over the 850 crossing, and Trelaw had taken the Victorian filly to the lead, Iolani Bay, a length clear now on Glory Girl, and deeper out is Ironic Lady, then Feminine Ways and Sinclair, followed by Penny Row, and then Twining shuffled back, and a length to Judyann, LA Sauvage and Navajo Girl, followed then by the Cloisters, 2 lengths to Flash Jewel, Ice Path second last, and Evasion trails onto the bend, 500 out on the flight stakes, and Iolani Bay shows the way by a length on Glory Girl. Third is Ironic Lady, Feminine Ways on the inside, and deeper out next is Penny Row, and then Sinclair under pressure, and at the head of the others then the Cloisters from Twining getting shuffled back again. Glory Girl goes after Iolani Bay, approaching the distance to take the lead. Judyann is next, and then Penny Row, but Glory Girl's in full flight, and Cassidy has Glory Girl about a half length in front of Judyann, holding her at the moment. Glory Girl still a half, Judyann, then the Cloisters, and Glory Girl is going to win the flight stakes. Glory Girl a half, Judyann, third at a distant third, the Cloisters, then Iolani Bay, Twining, Evasion, followed by Ice Path, Navajo Girl, Penny Row, Feminine Ways, Ironic Lady, a good margin, LA Sauvage, and the last two in Flash Jewel and Sinclair.
Jim Cassidy just showing everyone how good a jockey he is. Perfect timing on Glory Girl, the favourite in the flight stakes, 2, 8 and 4. It is a photo, 2, 8 and a photo at Randwick. 4 could get the Result, Bruce McAvaney, what did you think of Glory Girl's run then?
She's first class, Tony. She's now won the Furious Stakes, the Tea Rose. They're the lead-ups to the Flight and this race. And she'll challenge Midnight Fever and the other top fillies in Melbourne now for the 1,000 guineas on Caulfield Cup Day. Mayfield Smith, the trainer. Judyann, an excellent second, trained by Neville Begg. And the Cloisters looks like it will get third. 284 past the post, but...
Parade Pontifico and Barrett.
Last start winner here over
Being slowest out, Golden Mary in a packing field looking for the leaders. Harleen King and assumes control on settling from Wazovic, nicely possed. It runs to second with a Destiny Way. Medici, Tears for Fears in a line. Close handy to them, lay louder but trapped wide, and then came Absence of Malice. Now there's a Shanty Gold working between runners. Further back in the field behind those, then on the inside came Pimento Star. Absence of Malice seemed to get a slight check. Linden Star around it. Further back in the field, Golden Mary back with it, Military Playboy, and 3 away to Mickey Mantle at the tail. On the turn for home now, and here Lao Loud has gone very deep on the swing, and the leader is Harleen King narrowly from Tears for Fears coming into it, and so too on the outside Medici followed them by Pimento Star. Wazovic hooks around the leading 3 to make its claim. It's coming quickly. They were followed by Linden Star, Yamble King 200 out. Wazovic grabbed them in a twinkling, swept to the lead, and Wazovic has shot away to go on to a very easy win it looks. Linden Star second posse, Tears for Fears, Medici louder, but it's Wazovic. Wazovic, what a winner. Goes on to win it easily by 4 lengths. Linden Star. Medici might have got third, but Lao Loud has a chance of a place in a blanket finish with Destiny Way, Tears for Fears. They were followed by Pimento Star, Yamble King. Further back then came Absence of Malice, a Shanty Gold, then Military Playboy, Golden Mary. Harleen King knocked right up, and Mickey Mantle struck out.
The Navy Week Handicap, race 7 at Morfettville, 8, 5 and 3 it looks like in the race 7 there. Now let's go back to Flemington.
$285 and 95, Grandiose 75, Bronx Bomber 160, the Quinella was 420, Trifecta 81, the Daily Double today 1910, and the Quadrilla paid $232.70. Glory Girl, a protest their second against first. There was some interference in the straight. We mentioned that in the run-on. Glory Girl 140 and 70, Judyann 110, the Cloisters 160. Their interim, of course, protest second against first in the Flight Stakes. Morfettville was a big tip today, 205 and $1. Linton Star 145, Medici $1.10. Just waiting for correct weight there in Adelaide, but Wazovic was a clear winner. Light on, racing. They go in the last. Cindy's Appeal jumped up in the air and lost about a length. Brave Fight was a bit slow to begin, and Jolly Fella's going to lead early. Ascot Lane going with him with Shining Glen, Royal Title, Hunter away pretty well. Pontifico midfield when they settle down. Corso Plus began all right. Cindy's Appeal the inside. Further back, Top Date, Haviland, Isleworth back worse than midfield as they settle with Red Canvas, Lord Westminster. Brave Fight third last, Century Judge second last, and Top Date with the men, Tara Path I should say. At the 1500, and Ascot Lane allowed to run. Leads 3 lengths, and second placing Jolly Fella. Around the outside, Corso Plus. On the fence, Shining Glen, a length and a half to Hunter. Cindy's Appeal, the rail, Wonder Royal Title in a good spot. Haviland on the outside, Pontifico the fence from Top Date. A length and a half to Isleworth outside, Red Canvas, Lord Westminster ridden as a stayer well back. Brave Fight outside of it, second last, Century Judge and Tara Path. Ascot Lane's gone for home at the 1,000. He's raced away about 6 lengths to Corso Plus. A neck away, Jolly Fella, and they're out 4 or 5 lengths in front of Shining Glen and Hunter. Wonder Haviland the outside in the centre, Royal Title from Top Date, and Isleworth starting to improve. A length or 2 further back on the field, then to Pontifico, and making a run, Brave Fight around the outside. Lord Westminster's well back. He's back second last before the turn, and Tara Path back with him. On the bend, 600 to go, and Ascot Lane about 3 to Jolly Fella under pressure from Corso Lane. Making a run out wide, Tara Path, Hunter, Shining Glen, still Lord Westminster well back with Red Canvas. Century Judge coming to the outside with a run, and Pontifico. In the straight, Ascot Lane led 3 lengths to Jolly Fella. Corso Plus under pressure, further back on the field to Hunter. Running on Tara Path, now Century Judge and Lord Westminster starting to wind up late. Ascot Lane about 3 in front of Corso Plus. Lord Westminster starting to fly out wide.
Ascot Lane in front. Lord Westminster will get him though. He's come from the clouds, Lord Westminster. Moves up and takes the lead from Ascot Lane and goes home to win. Third Century Judge from Hunter. Then Corso Plus from Tara Path, top date. Behind them, Jolly Fella, Red Canvas, Pontifico. Worth further back, Brave Fight. Then Shining Glen Haviland and Royal Title amongst the last with Cindy's Appeal. Watch for him in the Derby. That was a staying performance and a half. What about Greg Hall today? Twice he's been able to do this. Our Palliser earlier today and Lord Westminster in the last. And bet it, $1.50 and 80. Ascot Lane $7.90 and Century Judge 95 cents. So Phil, back to you.
Okay, here we are at Randwick for the Kiora Superfecta Handicap. It's the final race of the day. And no serious effort yet made to place these runners into the stalls. Now, in a sensational aftermath to the previous event, the Flight Stakes, the protest was upheld. And Ken Callender's selection, Judyann, was eventually awarded the $200,000 event. Judyann, the new winner of the Flight Stakes, following a long protest hearing over Glory Girl, and the Cloisters was third. So there are the amended placings on the big one. 8, 2, 4, Judyann, Kevin Moses, Glory Girl, Jim Cassidy, and the Cloisters, Darren Beedman was third. Now the barrier stalls are locked into position, and very shortly these runners will be called up in the final event. Rainbow High very late getting to the barrier. Ken, we cut you a bit short with an earlier tote call, but this time you've got heaps of time, old son, and congratulations on that selection, and no doubt that winning wager of yours on Judyann, but you wouldn't want to go through that sort of punishment again, would you?
No, John, but actually I went to the protest hearing, and even though you said it was a long hearing, it was long hearing the evidence, but Jimmy Cassidy admitted Glory Girl ducked straight in. The head on film showed beyond all doubt that Judyann should have won, and the actual steward's deliberation after the hearing was the shortest I've ever known. I've got to say that the stewards upheld the protest in 2 to 2.5 minutes. Usually they take 10 minutes to a quarter of an hour. It was the shortest protest I've ever heard, and there was certainly no doubt that it was going to get upheld. Pity you can't bet on those things, but I was on Judyann, God bless her. Okay, Che Paris is at 11 to 1, 5 to 2 appreciation. Evandale Star is at 13 to 2, 6.5 to 1. Appreciation, of course, was the favourite. My tip this time, I'm going with Jimmy Cassidy. And Jimmy certainly won't get suspended for his ride on Glory Girl, because the horse just stuck sideways. Cassidy immediately straightened her up, and I know for sure that the stewards were quite satisfied with his effort. It's 4 to 1, Listen Easy. Snowtastic, she's getting out a fraction to 7 to 1. You're the Reason at 20 to 1, Balmoral at 25 to 1, Red Shoelaces at 10 to 1, 12 to 1 Fiorita, 25 Excited, 100 Hasty Miss, 20 to 1 Rainbow High, Viarula was scratched, 60 Just to Taste, and then a run of scratchings. I accept Spirit of Jazz and Western Emma, and Zany Zephyr at 100 to 1. My tip is Listen Easy, a filly that's got a heap of guts. And I know that before we see this last race, John's got you a tape to show of a race in Melbourne of a horse also with a lot of guts.
You can say that again, Ken. The race in question was called the Turnbull Stakes, a set weights event. It carried $200,000 in prize money, and a host of Melbourne, Caulfield Cup and WS Cox Plate horses went around in this, but it was a sterling victory to a great galloper. And let's pick up the closing stages of today's Turnbull Stakes at Flemington.
Third place, and they're followed by King of Brooklyn. Our Waverley Star down the outside, followed by Red Hawk. Fair Sir's coming at Bow Rogue. Military Plume can't go on to rise upon us, making up a lot of ground down the outside with All Spades and Bronze Knight. But now it's Fair Sir moving alongside Bow Rogue, 100 to go. Bow Rogue is fighting back on the inside like a cage lion. Fair Sir almost level. Bow Rogue ahead in front of Fair Sir, who's trying hard. Bow Rogue still in front. Bow Rogue, I think, has just beaten Fair Sir. Third home is King of Brooklyn.
I think I said the horse from Western Australia was the one with plenty of heart. Of course, the winner is a Queensland galloper, Bow Rogue. He looked absolutely done to a frazzle when the West Aussie horse Fair Sir headed him, but Bow Rogue showed a rare brand of courage in fighting back to win. Contested, Sound Horizon at big odds won the Epsom, whereas the odds-on pop Bozam was successful in the Champion Stakes. This is the last event, and they're all set. Listen Easy, the inside runner. The gates open. They're off. The starter can be proud of that one. It was a beauty. And Fiorita and Hasty Miss out wide began brilliantly. So did Appreciation. Rainbow High down nearer the rail side. Listen Easy gathering speed. You're the Reason and Snowtastic are prominently placed, followed by Red Shoelaces. Shapery given time to settle. Well back on settling down, Just a Taste, and then Zany Zephyr and Excited. And back at the tail of the field is Evandale Star in the run to the first turn, with Balmoral second last. Towards the crossing at the 800 mark, Listen Easy, the leader, under a throttle hold. Hasty Miss is second in the centre, and Appreciation is forced to travel 3 deep at the 800 mark. Red Shoelaces fourth on the inside of Snowtastic, followed by Rainbow High, Shapery, and then Fiorita, Zany Zephyr, You're the Reason, Balmoral, Excited, Just a Taste, and Evandale Star back at the tail of the field as they near the corner. 500 metres out, Listen Easy, the leader, over Appreciation on the outside, running third, Hasty Miss. Red Shoelaces now under pressure. Snowtastic close handy, and Shapery on the outside as they straighten up, followed by Fiorita. Over the rise, Appreciation has rushed up to head Listen Easy. 2 lengths away, Snowtastic. Then Fiorita